Hey everybody, it's Kyle. I'm still in my car, and I'm wearing the same clothes as yesterday's video, which might lead you to believe that this is, indeed, recorded on the same day as the last video. Just want to keep a video coming out every day, even though nobody's really watching these, because hey, why not? I don't mind being a little bit prolific. But I'm busy tomorrow, so I knew I wouldn't have time to get a video done, so I'll just upload this in the middle of the day. But I've been thinking about what I was going to be talking about today. I can unbuckle my seatbelt. I'm not currently moving anywhere. I've been wondering what I was going to talk about this video, and then I just kind of realized, like, I'm in the middle of a dilemma myself, and I guess I'm just trying to hit, like, every one of my interests in these episodes. One, survival, earthquake. Two, a video game, a TV show, a movie, a TV show, a video game, and now hinting and tying back in a bit to our last episode of the podcast, I'm going to talk about tabletop gaming. Specifically something that I'm grappling with right now because of where my last session ended. So for anybody who doesn't know, I guess that would mean you aren't listening to the podcast. I've brought it up a few times. I am currently the Dungeon Master in a game of Dungeons & Dragons with a bunch of my friends. And currently, I am in a situation where I ended last session with one of my characters in peril. Now, to be fair, one of my friend's characters, his player character, is imperiled. And there's a decent chance he could die at the beginning of next session. Now, killing player characters has become a bit of a contentious point these days in Dungeons & Dragons, which is hilarious considering where it started. PCs died all the damn time. They were borderline disposable, and getting your characters up to a high enough level to actually be powerful was like a badge of honor. It's like, I have a level 5 character. That meant something. Nowadays, having a level 5 character could mean I just built a level 5 character because that's where we were starting in our campaign. I'm going to get into some slight spoiler stuff, so on the off chance, like spoiler stuff, specifically, this is for a very specifically smaller group of people. If you are in my campaign, and are specifically not present at the table and are Skyping in, you do not know what's about to happen to you. Okay, Matt, my friend Matt, I don't think you watch these, but if you do, don't watch this. That alone should tell you, but you know you're in trouble, I think. So my best friend Matt, he lives in Utah, and he's Skyping in to playing our sessions. He plays a cat that has gained sentience and is trained to be a monk. This sounds as ridiculous as it is. It's a ridiculous game. This cat is incredibly deadly because of its incredibly high dexterity. It does a lot of damage, and it is a force of nature. Unfortunately, it's also a cat, so it's very squishy and can die at, like, the drop of a hat. And he has stayed alive so far through a combination of luck and just good rolls. The player is an incredibly gifted roller. And I do trust him. I don't think he's lying about his rolls. He'll commonly pan down to just show, like, oh my god, I rolled another 20 on a 20-sided die. I rolled another 100 on 100, like, on a 100 dice roll. It's like, what the fuck, man? But he's currently in a situation where he is alone, face to face with an assassin with a poison-tipped crossbow bolt that's looking at him. And the only way for the cat to get to the assassin to attack him, because the cat doesn't really have any ranged form of attacking, is to squeeze through a small point. The assassin is waiting for this and is ready to shoot as soon as he gets squeezed. But when a character is squeezing in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, attacks against them have advantage. For anyone who doesn't know, advantage means that basically I would roll 2 different dice and take the better result to see if I hit him. And in addition, this character, when they attack with advantage, gains extra damage. This one poison-tipped crossbow bolt could easily do enough damage to kill this cat just flat out. It could probably do it without the sneak attack damage. But the sneak attack damage would almost guarantee this character's death, and no one else is anywhere nearby, or like their characters. The players obviously know this is happening, and the players are aware of exactly how much danger this cat is in. But their characters have no idea. And so the only way they would go looking for the cat would be metagaming, which is basically using knowledge your characters do not have to try and act upon the game using your characters. There are some, like, metagaming is it's a sour subject with a lot of people, but there are times for it, I think, but this is one of those moments where you'd be like, you're just breaking the game. But yeah, this crossbow bolt could easily kill the cat, and my friend's character would be dead. Now, he does have a backup character planned. He is aware that his cat is super squishy and could die literally at any moment. But that's a bummer if he has to start a new character. Like, quick overview, like, all the 5 player characters that, like, are, like, the 5 players at my table, they're all playing characters that are ruling over, like, this valley that they've basically been given, that they earned. And the campaign is all about them securing their foothold in this place, building it up, and dealing with threats and locations that they're in. They're finally at the point where they really starting to get a threshold. They're dealing with, like, one last problem before they can really start, like, governing. And like, jokingly, like, the cat has kind of become the ruler, like, the leader of the group of heroes. And so, I mean, one, the campaign setting itself makes justifying the new player character coming in to be replacing one of these rulers is a little tough. We kind of just have to, like, hand wave it and go, like, oh, that's how it goes. It's not a big deal. That's just what happens, because for convenience of the game. We actually already had to do that once when one of the players dropped out and was replaced. We basically just kind of went like, he's just one of the new rulers now. And the other one just left. I don't want to keep doing that because it does break immersion of the game. I mean, it's partially my fault for building a campaign setting where it's hard to justify new characters, but also have them deal with really credible big threats. That one of these characters dying was almost inevitable. Especially with a damn fucking kitty cat running around. And now I have a choice to make. I mean, it's very possible the cat could get lucky, get away with it. I mean, he's not easy to hit. But if he gets hit, he's probably dead. And if he can get in, that doesn't guarantee that he'll win immediately, and the guy could get more opportunities to attack. And just in general, I have to choose if I'm okay with that. Am I okay with letting the cat die? Letting that player character die and replacing him. And I know my buddy Matt, he's excited to try his new character and all this different stuff, but is this really how I want it going out? And I don't know. It's a tough situation. Because, I mean, he made choices, he made, you know, these are the consequences of his action, and so it's only fair that he deals with the ramifications of it. There's just one problem here that makes me feel bad about doing this, in particular to him, is in the last campaign I Dungeon Mastered for, he also was the only person who had a character he was playing die. And that's partially my buddy Matt and partially of him, you know, putting himself in situations that are cool and interesting because he's not necessarily super afraid of his characters dying because, you know, he wants to do the cool thing. Death has ramifications, but at the same time, when you're playing a game, it's so you can do things you know, don't do in real life. I think that's part of his justification on why he puts himself in danger so often. But that just means I'll just be killing just him over and over and over again. And I mean, that's fine, but I don't know. It's just, it makes me feel guilty. And I'm probably not going to pull my punches in a couple of days. We play on Wednesday. It's Monday right now. So tomorrow when this goes live, I probably won't pull my punches. I'll probably just let the dice tell their story because that's part of the appeal. Otherwise, why are you even rolling dice? Why you're not just deciding on outcomes? But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's where my headspace is. I don't want to kill my friend's character because I like that character. I really do. He does tie into some of the themes that the story kind of ended up having. Really about like the concept of life and death. The concept of life and death kept tying in to the point where I'm just like, I guess I'm making this a theme of my campaign. And now his next character, because I talked to him, like, he's aware of these themes because the whole table is. It's impossible not to with how on the nose it was with the characters that they built. His next character also ties into these themes really well and ties into, honestly, like, the story I have built semi-coincidentally. And so I could use this character very easily. But I just feel guilty for killing him over and over and over again. Poor Matt. Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm grappling with. Killing my friends, you know. Don't we all deal with that from time to time? But Dungeons & Dragons, there's something to say about being able to play as a character who can die. I'm throwing very hard threats at them. Like, very difficult enemies. And they are making choices. And these choices have huge ramifications on whether these enemies are enemies or not. And so, yeah, I think I've really officially convinced myself over the course of this, more mentally, just by throwing it out into the ether. If I pull my punches, if I don't have the full breadth of this come out, if I don't have these consequences of their actions, I feel like that defeats the entire purpose of the campaign and everything they're trying to build. So, vis-a-vis, yeah, I have to kill the cat. Or, okay, no, I'm not going to make sure the cat dies. But I have to make it a credible threat. And this will be interesting. So I will probably touch on this if we were for the next episode of the podcast, if Cat ends up dying, if anybody cares and watch this. He might not. I'd say, honestly, it's about 50-50. There is a thing that Matt can do that could make it so he's much less likely to die. I don't know if I'll think about it in the moment. I'm just not sure. Yeah, so we'll see where the dice end up lying. So thanks for listening to my weird rambly rant about a Dungeons & Dragons scenario that you have basically nothing to do about and nothing to do with and have no idea really why it matters. But yeah, it's hard to have a credible threat if there are no consequences to their actions. So yeah, I've convinced myself. The cat can die. The next character might be able to come in and shake things up a bit. Alright, well, glad y'all listened to this ramble. This is a much longer video than the other ones. But, you know, that's how it goes. Just kind of vlogging. I've become a vlogger for this week, I guess. It's fine by me. Alright, well, I'll be talking to y'all 2 days from now for me. I will be recording the next one of these on Wednesday when I have a day off, right before D&D, probably when I'm prepping that session, which is not fully prepped yet, even though I have a good idea of what's going to happen. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Still not in Boston. Still don't know what's going on with Cheyenne and Chase. Yep. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.